going to show you another recipe as part of my Cookalong series. So this is to go with the Grow, Cook, Eat, Arrange podcast, but I'm going to actually show you with video how I make these particular recipes. And these are all real family favourites. And the one I'm doing today is actually, as the weather gets more autumnal, it's a salad, but it's really kind of comforting and nutritious and kind of warming in a way, even though it's cold. So I'm going to talk you through how to make it super easy, super quick, super delicious. Those are the rules with me. The first thing is Kales. And you'll see I've actually got 3 varieties here because none of them have got enough leaves for me to, I'd have to massacre a whole plant for this. I'm going to make enough salad for about 6. This is Nero, sometimes called black Tuscan kale. Anyway, Nero de Toscana is its botanical name. But any of the kales, the thing that you're doing is you're taking the stem out of the leaf and you're cutting the leaf, or not cutting, tearing the leaf into just little ribbons. So I've washed this already, but I just want to ribbon down my kale like that. And that can go to the chickens. This is actually a new variety we've got on trial, which is like the Nero, but with this beautiful purple stem. And it's called, I think, Blue Star or something like that. And so that's on trial, and it's been beautiful. So I'm sure it'll be in seeds very soon. So again, just tearing them down into ribbons. And whenever you're cooking kale, you really don't want the stem. This is really quite coarse and fibrous, and unless you cut it really finely, like you can with a pasta, crossways with the leaf, on the whole, you want to take that out and discard it. And then this is another variety, also on trial, called Midnight Sun. And so I'm just tearing larger bits there, but where I've got a whole sort of frond like that, I'll then come down and actually take the larger bit of the midrib even out of that. So on I go, reducing my kale down to its ribbons. Redbor kale, which is the lovely one which we crop very heavily here right the way through the winter, is fabulous. So I really do eat this at least once a week, right the way through from September until kind of March time. And I just want to talk to you about kale actually as I do this, because it's been proven to be one of the healthiest vegetables we can eat. And it's because it's got, any of the brassicas have got this thing, compound in the leaf called glucophorin, which is a glucosinolate. And apparently what they do, this goes over our head a little bit, even as an ex-medic, it goes over my head. But they go down to the cellular level and kind of reset the mitochondria to allow them to detoxify. So that's plenty now. So I've filled a nice big bowl, and amazingly, you'll see this will wilt right down. And that's really the point. I'm not going to cook it, so I'll just put that aside and make the dressing. Here, I have got tahini, which of course you will know is made from toasted sesame seeds. And this is the lovely one, which is not sort of thick and claggy, which I slightly prefer. I think it's a Palestinian brand. And so 2 tablespoons, generous tablespoons. I love tahini. So I might even cheat and put 3, but I won't because I'm showing you, so I've got to do it properly. 2 tablespoons of that. And then this is an organic tamari soy sauce, so a gluten-free variety. And so again, I can use this measure. That's more difficult to get into the tahini jar. So 2 tablespoons of tamari, which is quite a lot, quite salty, but I've got quite a lot of kale there. In you go. 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Now, you don't necessarily need a really posh olive oil for this because the flavours of the tahini and the soy is so strong, or the tamari. So you could use a light sunflower oil. And then again, if you're vegan, I'm just going to get a spoon. You don't have to use the dairy. You could use a coconut yogurt. I actually quite like it with Greek yogurt because it makes it sort of richer, but you really don't have to. So you start mixing that, and then I'm just going to squeeze a lemon into that. Just 1 lemon or 2 limes if you prefer limes. Just catching the seeds. So that gives the acidity. So I've got the creaminess of the sesame and the yogurt. I've got the saltiness of the tamari. I've got the sharpness of the lemon. And that is, as you will see, a really perfect dressing. And the oil will help to lubricate. So I'm just going to mix all those ingredients together. And then you go back to your salad. And lemon and tahini tend to seize a bit. So as soon as I add the lemon, it starts to seize the tahini a little bit. So it doesn't matter. You just put a bit of water and that just loosens it. And that's completely fine. So just loosen the dressing. Now this is the key part. So that then goes over. And you really want to scrape that out well. You want to leave any of this delicious stuff behind, either with a spatula or a spoon. And then you get in there with your hands. So I'm just going to do an extra wash of my hands, which I've already washed several times. And then in I go. And this is, it reminds me of washing my hair. So I'm just going to, literally now, for about 2 minutes, you can put a timer on if you're impatient. I'm just going to massage the kale. What that does is it basically wilts down the texture of the kale. And so it's, particularly with curly kale, raw, it can be a bit like eating an organic Brillo pad. Whereas with this, it just turns it it just softens it a little bit and breaks down the cellulose in the cell walls just a bit and just makes it more delicious. And you want to do this so it's really properly mixed in. I know Jamie Oliver has always, rather brilliantly, I think, he tosses his salads with his hands because it's the best way of doing it gently. And so you're not bruising it too much, but you're getting into all the nooks and crannies, and that's exactly what I want to do. So I haven't set a timer, but I reckon that's probably a couple of minutes. So now I'm just going to top it off. And to do that, I have first of all got an avocado here. And so this one is just ripe enough. You want it to be on the firmer side. And so on goes the avocado, makes it a little bit more nutritious and more filling. And the tahini, of course, with the sesame is incredibly nutritious, but also filling because it's a fantastic protein. So in goes the avocado. Over the top. And this is about perfect texture. So I can get little appley bits. And 1 or 2 avocados, depending on how hungry you are. I've toasted some pumpkin seeds, and so they then go over the top. And then just to make it look that bit prettier, I'm just going to take a head of Dahlia Molly Raven and just scatter that over the top. And All parts of dahlias are edible. They don't taste particularly strong, but they make it look that much prettier. And so that's it. A wilted kale salad with tahini, tamari, and yogurt dressing, just topped with toasted pumpkin seeds and avocado. A little bit of lemon, just finely, just over the avocados so they don't brown. How quick and easy is that? How good for you and how delicious.